Flashing lights in the dark barracks zone. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual lords where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark barracks zone. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual lords where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, live. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats round and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OTSS Select Series race live from the virtual iRacing service, and we are at Kansas here tonight. The Kansas race. I think that's sponsored by Texas, something like that. We'll go over the details of tonight's race here as we get our countdown to green going. Presented by Icon Apparel Company. Get the best customized sim jerseys on the market today at iconapparelcompany.com. And here is your weather for this evening in race info. So on the upper half, you got the fixed setups, 3 green, white checkered attempts, and tire sets vary from race to race. That all stays stagnant. What doesn't really is the weather. And tonight we got 79 degrees in the air, track temp at 82, virtually no wind, and clear sky conditions here this evening, but it's a night sky, so it does not matter what cloud coverage may or may not bring. It does not play a factor here this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs. Dustin Loxton talking to me, flying drones, and pressing buttons, and all the good stuff that I'm not doing. Dustin, what's up, man?
What's going on, Jeremy? Here tonight for what should be another excellent race here from all the drivers over here at OTSS.
100%.
Excellent. I mean, fantastic season opener at Daytona. I mean, long green flag run, hard racing. I mean, it was an excellent season opener for season 2, what would be 2026B for the OTSS Select Series presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. And tonight is looking to be no different, Jeremy. Statistically, these drivers have had some of the longest green flag runs and the most flag to flag races. That means drop of the green flag, you don't see a flag until white flag and checkered flag at the end at tracks like Kansas here. These cookie cutter ones in Kansas is actually one of the top tracks they do it. So should be an awesome race tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah, 100%. The multi-groove here at Kansas works very well. More times than not, the truck should not be disappointing y'all this evening. We got 120 laps to settle this thing out for race number 2 of the 2026 Part 2 season here at OTSS Select Series. Just a quick recap. Points-wise, Donnie Honeycutt, of course, with the victory, puts him on top of the podium there. P1 overall. And you got the rest of them down the list. Ross Tatum, Tyler Honeycutt, Steve Rada, and Will Bussler. Now, this is a little oddball here. Ross finished top 3 with Altis, however we want to call him there. And they advertised their podcast. And he was like, you know what? I actually watched it, or listened to it. I went and listened to it, Dustin. Ross Tatum does not think NASCAR drivers are athletes, and Joshua does. And it was kind of fun to hear them back and forth on that. So they had differences of opinion, and I was like, well, I'm going to bring this up in a broadcast. This might be a little touching point. So Ross Tatum does not think they are athletes, and he's got solid points. But what's your take?
I'm telling you, they are 100% athletes. Athletes doesn't mean that you got to sit here and freaking roid it up and have freaking, 30-inch guns and everything else and have to run the
right.
40 in 4.2 seconds or whatever. That doesn't mean that it's an athlete. I mean, there is a mental game that goes on with these drivers as well. And a mental game that is prevalent in the sim world, but we're talking real racing more so. I mean, you couple that with sitting in during the summer months, 140 plus degrees. You take the G-force hits that these drivers do and you sit here and walk away and you tell me that they're not athletes. Man, I have a hard time. I have a hard time selling that. I really do.
Yeah, it also brings up subcategories like golf. Are they athletes? And you get this nice big conversation going of what is and what isn't. But by definition, I think they fit that theme, Dustin. I think they fit there. So I just go by the book. The difference of opinion. If they're on the books as one, then that's it.
Well, and that's the
I'm
great
good
thing
with
about
that.
opinions. I mean, there's no right or wrong. I mean, it's Ross isn't wrong. Freaking Smith, who started this whole conversation, is not wrong. It's an opinion, just my opinion. I have a hard time stomaching the continued G forces at the Coca-Cola 600 for hours on end. The longest race of the season, the G-forces, continued G-forces and strain on the body, the mental strain. I in the heated cockpits with minimal cooling, I have a hard time. I mean, I remember times where Mark Martin was throwing bags of ice under his nutsack because it was burning that much. I mean, I have a hard time selling that.
I know, right? For real. And that was the Burn It Down podcast on all the platforms. I tuned into it. So maybe you guys should give them a little love on that. It was kind of fun to listen to from the broadcasting side of things, looking into our drivers a little bit more than just on the racetrack. So there you go. That is qualifying time. So we're going to turn our cameras off, go full screen here for the second qualifying session of the 2026 Part B season. And your top 5 practice drivers. Will Bustler, truck number 11, is going to be P1 there with a 30.516. You got 2 drivers in the 5s with Danny White 599. Christopher Harrington in truck 77. Look at him putting up some speed. P3 in practice. Jackson Clark and Carson Osborne. We got some new names up here, Dustin, inside this top 5 in practice. Do you think this holds during the race?
It very well could. I mean, I know a lot of those laps. They were what drivers call cheater laps. They had a little bit of draft help as well. But I mean, let's be frank. I mean, you are going to have the draft during the race. The big thing is tires. I mean, you're going to want to make sure that you don't sit here and burn and grease these tires up, because this is any cookie cutter track is one that you do not want that to happen. So. Only time's going to tell right now. Jackson Clark, one of 3 Rams out there, currently holding the top spot at a 30.8. So it's going to be a good one, Jeremy. I mean, we're still early in the season. Still a lot can happen. And actually, Jackson Clark's teammate over there at Phoenix Motorsports, Carson Osborne, just took the top spot. So Phoenix Motorsports holding P1, P2 as it sits.
They got something hooked up here with their startup. It's fixed. You can do a couple things we talk about from time to time with the brake ratio, which you could use that to set the corner. You could change your steering ratio. That kind of helps things out for less or more input in the wheel. And got a couple things there. Riding on board Tyler Honeycutt, the 45, of course, last season's champion. The guy who's just starting his season off the right way this time. Going to cross the line here. He's running a 31.604 to get the tires warmed up. This is lap number 2. As expected, goes to the bottom. He's going to flat foot this thing through the whole lap.
Yeah, and this is going to be the heater lap right now. Currently, Donnie Honeycutt, Tyler's dad, you want to talk about off to a solid season start, took the Daytona win last week, currently holding the top spot. Still got a few trucks to take some time and put down their time. Tyler Honeycutt crosses the line, P4. Still have Steven Abbassed, Will Bustler out on track, Alejandro Khan's out on track, Abram Ghostin, DJ Honeycutt, and then we still have Ronnie Hurst and Jonathan Hammond not qualifying yet.
Saw a little bit of an iRacing delay there from Tyler Honeycutt's perspective. It showed him not even full throttle on the straightaways. On our TwistedSpeedSetup.com graphic, you see DJ Honeycutt, same deal.
Same way, yep.
There's a little bit of an issue on the iRacing side. It took 10 seconds for his time to post on the pylon on my game over here. So
we have no
about
control
that.
over
Yeah.
iRacing, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So let the records be shown. We do not have control over that. We're along for the ride, just as all of you are.
Yeah, 100%. And I know it was live and working every single time, minus right now for some reason. It's got it locked at about 80-85%. That is not even accurate, because you don't do that on the straightaways at any track. So but we're going to ride on board anyways. And maybe we'll kind of park that stat for at least a little bit. Maybe we'll try it again later and see if it's working. Maybe it's just a little server hiccup on the iRacing end, but we're going to ride on board with a couple more drivers here before we close this qualifying out. 50 seconds left. This is the fifth. Nope, we were on the 15 of Honeycutt. Now we're going to be on Ronnie Hurst and truck 33. Let's see who puts his truck at 31.189 on his first qualifying lap. Let's see who does it here on lap number 2.
Yeah, he's going to have to, I mean, he's got time. They still got 30 seconds left in the qualifying session. Right now, working through 3 and 4, takes it down low, lets it drift up. Now, Jeremy, not too bad. You don't want to drift it up too high, though, as that will scrub speed down to the apron. He's going to cross the line. It's going to jump him up to P15 on the charts right now with 10 seconds left in qualifying.
Tick-tock, tick-tock. We got a lot of people on the YouTube and Twitch, by the way. DJ on there from Wicked Cat Things. Welcome aboard, man, on the broadcast. He said, Dustin looks hot. I'm still here. Glad the nerds are still kicking. And then, of course, Robert Martin, our in-race supporter / race control, Twisted Drifter on YouTube, chatting it away. Got Natasha Hurd out there saying, come on, Ronnie Hurst, who we were just watching there. So we got a total of 11 on the YouTube to bring it to grid and 5 on Twitch. So thank you guys, and share some love on either side.
I don't think I've ever been called hot before. You know, Jeremy, I'll take it. You know what? Hell yeah, I'll take that. All right. I appreciate that.
Damn, Dustin got hot. What the hell? So
I'll take them compliments.
That's not his the way he's gonna say that. That's not his.
That's how it sounded in my head. I'm taking it.
In his head. Here we go. Starting lineup for race number 2 at Kansas. Donnie Honeycutt's gonna take P1 here this evening, coming off his victory last week. And then Jacob Grant there in P2 on the outside. Row 2, you're gonna find Jackson Pick to his outside. Adam Ghost in truck number 25, P4. Row 3, Tyler Honeycutt in truck 45. Ross Tatum, the Mr. Non-Athlete himself, starts in P6. Logan Brakey there in 7th place. Joshua Altis in 8th. And to round out the top 10, Will Bustler and EJ Luna, row 6 and 11th. You'll find DJ Honeycutt, Carson Osborne there outside in 12th. 13th place, you will find Jonathan Gaston and Polly Torrance out there in P14. Row 8, Ronnie Hurst starts in 15th. Michael Pratt finds himself in 16th. Row number 9, Dustin Franklin starts in 17th. Bobby Mantle, position number 18. And around at the top 20, Danny White, 19th. Jackson Clark in P20, 21st. Jared Hammond in the 36th. Stephen Hayes in the 13 and 22nd. 23rd place will be Stephen Abbassed. 24th place will be Dave Harrington. 25th will be Alejandro Khan with Mr. Steve Rada, esports driver in P26 for us. And then you got Chris Harrington in 27th, Jonathan Hammond in 28th, and that is your final line there to display. 28 entries, 14 rows, 1 pace lap. Looking forward to 120 laps here this evening.
Jeremy,
what you got?
Something that we are bringing back again that we didn't have all last season, and Mr. Bobby Mantle sat here and busted it out last week. But we got the VR cam, so we can at times be able to actually see what he's seeing from his VR while he's checking the mirrors, both the rear view mirror, the A-post mirror, and kind of see what's happening.
Yep. This should be fun. As long as he survives here, it might produce some cool views going 3-wide at Kansas. You never know about these things. And gonna be a great view. Appreciate Mr. Bobby Mantle being our caffeine team driver camera lineup participant this evening. Only one to have the camera up, and it's through the VR. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. The 31 of Clark goes wide early. I don't know if that's going to tag him for a lane shift before the start-finish line. But here we go off into turn number 1. Everyone going to the bottom to protect the racing groove that's most preferred. And they stack it up 3 wide. EJ Luna on the top.
Yeah, EJ Luna on the top, Joshua Altus in the center there, and then you've got Bustler down below, 3 wide, still 3 wide as they dive it off into turn 3. Right now, EJ running that top side near that wall, Jeremy. And we've talked about this. It's a fast way up there, but it heats those tires up. And just like that, down that front stretch, you see a number of them drop down below onto that apron, and you're going to see that all night long, Jeremy.
100% here, real clustered for around 10th place there. They go back to 2 wide momentarily. The 29 Logan Brakey does get to the inside of the 24. They're going to split Altus in half almost. They do. Up the middle goes the 94. The 29 Logan going to pick off a couple positions this lap.
Yeah, this a lot of heated driving, Jeremy, and guess where it's at? Just inside the top 10. It seems like this, yeah, no way. It seems like this always produces some of the best racing that we have. Looks like Brakey sat here and drifted up through the corner there a little bit. That's going to draw in Joshua Altus right to his rear bumper. But up front, Jeremy, it is the 22. Last week's winner, Donnie Honeycutt, leading the way, but Jacob Grant trying to power around on that top side.
A lot of single file, but they kind of snake around here through the front straightaway as they get to the corner entry. They kind of fin back out, but side by side for second place here. Looking to see who's going to come out on top on this one. Is it going to be last week's winner, or is it going to be Abram Ghostin? At the moment, the 25's got the run on the outside. He's going to bring Ross Tatum with him. He looks 3 wide, keeping the air on his Chevrolet's nose.
Yeah, and Jeremy, since the update package with these trucks last fall, dirty air is a bigger factor with these trucks now. So you'll see drivers go out of their way to get out from behind drivers just to get that clean air, because that dirty air, for those that don't know, it makes that truck push. It makes it super tight. That means it doesn't matter how much wheel you put into it. She just keeps wanting to drift further and further up the track, and it becomes an issue. But right now, Jacob Grant out front leading the 25. Abram Ghostin right now in second, and we've got a Hornet's Nest behind right now, side by side. Donnie Honeycutt, Ross Tatum for P3, and then you got last season's defending champ right now, Tyler Honeycutt, trying to put his nose in the mix.
Top 13 in a pack, and then they got a second pack behind them, another second plus. You'll find pack number 2, and it is still nose to tail. You're starting to see how the mid-run might work out. Already starting to see some positions shift around momentarily. Abram Ghostin breaks away a little bit. Ross Tatum gets himself in the P3, passes Donnie Honeycutt. He falls back to 4th place after starting position number 1. Jacob Grant continuing to lead now the most laps of this race, back straightaway lap 7.
Yeah, back straightaway lap 7, almost a 3 wide situation right now. That's going to be Bustler. That's going to be Carson Osborne. That's going to be the 53 of Jason Pick. And then Joshua Altus was there. They get that all squared away right now as we're on board the Boozy Tipsy Cam going around Kansas while these drivers are putting on one hell of a show, Jeremy.
Great viewing angles here from the Boozy Tipsy Cam drone shot through turn 1 and turn 2 and everywhere else where Dustin likes to fly the thing at close to 200 miles per hour as we're 180 getting into turn 3 here, as Dustin's going faster than the drivers and he does it backwards. So there you go. You see the pack 1 versus pack 2 starting to thin out there a little bit. Still, a lot of these drivers 2 by 2 by 2, and this is what you get at Kansas, the multi-grooved, progressively banked surface that's still kind of newish. You're going to get some great racing here, and good battle 22:45. Trying to settle up for 4th and 5th place.
Yeah, it looks like right now that run is going to go to the 45. He is going to pass the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. And like you said, Jeremy, I mean, there's a lot of hard racing right now in that front pack. This back pack right now is also racing very hard, currently being led by the 72, Jonathan Gaston, and he's got Paulie Torrance and Dustin Franklin in tow behind him. These drivers here, now, this could be a strategy thing, Jeremy. I don't know. We're not down there on the track, but, I mean, they're still within striking distance. They can still pull back in. They could be trying to conserve some tires, trying to stretch these out. These drivers only have 3 sets of tires behind the wall. and they got to try to get that to last 120 laps. And Jeremy, they chew up pretty fast.
They really do, and you're already starting to see some position shift in the front half of the field as well. We see some contact, at least I did. The 93 Carson Osborne off of turn number 4. Good little door slap to truck number 11, Will Bustler. 3 wide off of turn 4 last time around. Now we're on the back straightaway. There's still 93 and 11 side by side on lap number 11. They go 3 wide with Logan to the top.
Yeah, a little bit of a push up there by the 11 of Bustler, but there was still plenty of room there for Carson Osborne, and who's at the 29? That's Logan Brakey up there as well, so still plenty of room. And that's a good thing about this track, Jeremy, is there is plenty of room here. The drivers just have to have their heads on a swivel to know who's around them and when to give that space. But as these tires start to set in, as they start to wear in, as they start to get greasy, and as these trucks get closer and closer and that dirty air plays a factor, these spaces in between these trucks are going to get much, much tighter.
Yeah, 100%. There's still a lot of side-by-side racing. Good stuff through the first 13 laps of this event. And this event, by the way, is presented by the GhostAthletics.com. That is Ghost Athletics 180 here this evening. 180 laps for the 180 miles, rather, for the 120 laps here that's going to be ran this evening, with potentially 3 sets of overtimes if we have to pull from the bag, which here at OTSS, Dustin, we don't have to do that too often.
No, we don't. And the sponsorship is due in part to this man right here, Abram Ghostin, as well. So, again, the league thanks you very much for your part in sponsoring this, and we love to give credit where credit is due, Jeremy. That is what us nerds up here absolutely enjoy doing. So
yeah, 1,000% here. We're back to 3 wide here momentarily. Will Bustler gets shoved by the 93 Jackson Clark.
4
Makes
wide.
more contact. 4 wide. The 15 DJ Honeycutt out of nowhere is going to go 4 wide back to 2 wide, just like that. What a move from the 15.
Oh man, that could have went south so quick. I mean, I get it. We're in Kansas. We're, kind of, the southern part there. But, man, 4 wide is real etch-a-sketch here, especially when we're talking about, the number of laps that we've already put in to this race. These tires are starting to get slick. They're starting to get greasy. We've already seen some, slight contact, jostling around. 4 wide, man, that's really putting it out there.
Last lap, Jacob Grant barely held onto that lead. We saw Abram Ghost and lead. Oh, no,
here we go. No, Donnie Honeycutt.
Into the right rear, truck scatter all over the place. 3 trucks with damage on this one. The 22, luckily, does not get tagged by anybody else. Halfway down the back straightaway, we're going to have chaos. Lap 16. Nerd TV Replay is going to fill us with all the information that we're going to need to review the 88. I think Michael Pratt's going to actually end up starting this thing.
Yeah, he drifts up there in the corner and gets loose coming off the corner, slides down, slight contact with the 22, Donnie Honeycutt. Altus goes around. I believe Jason Pick got a piece of that. Yep. Pick got a piece trying to dodge it, and he's going to slide down. That's heavy front nose contact. And then you right there at the end, you seen Michael Pratt also take it. We're going to go on board with some shots here and see exactly what happened. This is off of Michael Pratt. There's the contact there. And then, oh, man, he just got lifted in that rear end and straight to that inside wall as we ride on board with him with the Oakley visor cam.
Yeah, the Oakley visor camera's got a lot of viewing to do here. Jason picking the 53. You're going to see what he looks like. There's the brake. He goes instantly to the bottom. He tried, man. He tried so hard, but the brakes were applied so much in front of him.
Did you see that pickup on the 88? Watch this from Jason Pick's view. You see the red truck right ahead, and then boom, look at that contact. Major pickup. Oh, man. And that, I believe, was from Carson Osborne sat here and took a piece of that one. That's on board with our Oakley visor cam. But man, what a hit!
Well, Dustin, we are in pickups. There you go.
And we are. There's the dad
Here,
joke of the
cups.
day.
There it
Dad
is.
joke of the day.
Getting one in myself there. Heavy contact, though. Heavy contacts. These trucks, I think they blow over even easier than before. I could be wrong. I was literally calling a broadcast last night at Auto Club, and we had 2 barrel rolls. We come to Kansas, down the back straightaway. We get a right rear hook, and we get a couple of trucks that get picked up. One by contact, I think one by air. And so these things are very sensitive to the air that goes around these vehicles.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And Jeremy, I didn't think that we were going to see it as soon as what we have. You know, right now we're working lap 18 of 120, but that the AI chief patch-up report's going to be getting some work done. But it's not going to be 100% accurate, as we still have 2 drivers, Jason Pick and Carson Osborne, that are still in pit road right now. Jason Pick just left, so that's showing 36 seconds of repair for him, which I thought it was going to be maybe a little bit more than that with the heavy front nose contact. Michael Pratt, 12 seconds there. Carson Osborne in the 93, still on pit road right now, so still getting some damage repaired. No damage being repaired for the 22, so might not have had really much of anything there for the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt.
Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not. So we are half a lap before we're going back to green flag, resuming this race on lap 20, which will put us at 101 laps to go here for the Ghost Athletics 180 at the virtual Kansas Speedway. And we saw a lot of movement, a lot of 2 wide, a lot of 3 wide. Expect the same thing here. Your top 5 to start off this start of the race: Abram Ghostin, Ross Tatum, Tyler Honeycutt, Logan Brakey, and DJ Honeycutt. One of which, DJ Honeycutt, already up 6 positions to find himself there in 5th on this restart. First one of the evening. Green flag is in the air. A little check-up tire spin on the inside lane past the first 2 vehicles. It's going to allow the 11 and Boostler to slide to the inside. They try to clear the 1. They're going to do such. Now DJ's looking at the back bumper of his very fast teammate, Tyler Honeycutt.
Yeah, and right now they're all chasing the 25 of Abram Ghostin right now, as he had an excellent start. Tyler Honeycutt diving to the inside right now. Battle for the race lead. Tyler Honeycutt on the inside, Abram Ghostin on the outside. 2 wide back there for 4th as well, with Bustler and Tatum. Now looks like EJ Luna trying to work his way into it. Remember, EJ not able to catch the season opener, so a driver that was contending for the championship all season last season in 2026A has got a little work ahead of him for the remainder of 2026B.
100% there. And we had almost a 3 wide wreck there on the restart. The 74 Dustin Franklin and Steve Ray to get together in turn number 1. He got shoved 3 wide real quick. That almost could have been terrible, but they somehow figured to not wreck it. You stay green flag. You see them all fanning out down the front straightaway, down to the grass, perfectly fine. Only a single white line here. 3 wide again. You see the outside being utilized. There's no rubber buildup yet, but these guys continue to run up there, Dustin. Like the 27 that you just saw Jacob Grant, and that thing's going to darken up and become faster and faster, and he's all over the back bumper of Altus. He gets loose.
Yeah, a lot of drivers moving up to that top lane, Jeremy, and it's a great thing if it's not congested up there, but when you start getting other drivers running the same lane, that's when you got to start moving and fishing. You see Ross Tatum up there riding that high line as well. A little contact between him and the 24 of EJ Luna just to his left side there. So drivers already trying to search and hunt this track, Jeremy, for speed, and it's there. And it can be there in a number of different ways as well. I mean, we've talked about that progressive banking. I mean, depending on the driving style, the way that driver runs their truck, you can find speed.
Yeah, you can definitely find speed here. Ross Tatum up there, 3 wide. Jacob Grant up the middle. EJ Luna on the bottom. EJ loses 2 spots that time, falls back a lot, enough for Danny White in the 64 to get to his right side door panel. 3 wide, possibly here off corner exit. Ross trying up. Here we go. It's going to be Danny White, EJ Luna. Ross gets tight on the upper lane. he's going to lose that spot to the 64 and possibly the 24 Luna.
Yeah, that center lane has been getting some hellacious runs through the corner, and especially on corner exit. Looks like the drivers on that top side have to lift just a little bit more than expected so they don't get that crazy run on that top side. And the inside drivers have to throttle a little bit more as well. And that's 2 drivers now we've seen split that gap right up the gut. 27 to Jacob Grant, 64 Danny White. Both have done it up the gut and succeeded with a 2-for-1 for each of them. So this race is getting good right now as we have a battle for the race lead starting to heat up. Jacob Grant on the top side, Tyler Honeycutt on the low side, Danny White trying to find his way in the mix.
Remember just about 5 or 6 laps ago, that 27 Jacob Grant was outside the top 5 on lap 24. He was in 6th place 2 laps ago. Now he's race leader, and he's not just barely. He's got a 5 truck length advantage over the Danny White, the 64, who also shot out of a cannon and has found some speed on this early run for restart number 1. So now it's going to be Jacob Grant, Danny White, and Tyler Honeycutt going to be your podium runners for the first 26 laps.
Yeah, I mean, they drove through that field, and I mean, it's, part of it could be because drivers trying to hunt for speed haven't found it yet. Obviously, those 2 did. Like I talked about it, they were punching it right up the gut. Right now, we got a lot of battling going on right here, and this is one group, and it's going to end with Paulie Torrance. He is the caboose in this choo-choo train. And then Donnie Honeycutt, who was involved in that last incident that's brought out the only iRacing iFlag caution flag of the evening, is back here leading this one. He's followed by Stephen Hayes and Steve Rader right now. So these drivers all trying to get something moving.
We're going to take a moment here to thank the sponsor that allows us to do this every single Tuesday evening for the OTSS Select Series, which is presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. They got a video to showcase their product. We're going to let them talk about it. Be back here in a moment.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And back full screen here. That was our full-blown commercial cycle there. We're on lap 37 of the scheduled 120 laps here. So if you got the calculators out, that is just past 25% completed in tonight's race number 2 for the Ghost Athletics 180 at the Kansas Speedway. Now, we got a little bit of time here. We got the 2 leaders, 4.5 second gap, Dustin. Before I bring in Robert Martin, 4.5 seconds between the second and first place truck versus everybody else in the field on a fixed setup. How does one do this with such great pace?
And that's the thing. I mean, it's a lot of these cookie cutter tracks, Jeremy, they're a driver's track. I mean, you've known me a lot of time. I can't run Kansas to save my life. I enjoy running it. I absolutely am dog trash at running this track. I don't know how to save tires here. I don't know how to be fast here. But you throw me on a Las Vegas like I ran on Monday, and I can save tires there. I can be fast and competitive there. It comes down to the driver and, what they can and can't do, what they're comfortable with, and how they kind of, mesh with the track itself. A lot of these tracks, it's that way, where it takes a little bit of finesse. Some drivers, they just got a little bit more of it than others.
You would think the longer one would start to eat these tires up, but no. We talked about cheese graters possibly, but they're almost to 5 seconds. They are continuing to just run this exceptional pace, if you will. And we're going to bring in, well, we did last week. We're going to do it again. Mr. Robert Martin, that's race control here this evening. He likes to talk, and he's been wanting to talk to us in the booth active. And since we got a little bit of a nice green flag run stretch that OTSS does so often.
Don't you jinx it. Don't you dare, Jeremy.
We're going to find out. Hold on. We almost did it. We almost did it. Almost had a little collision on pit road.
That was so close. We got Tyler Honeycutt, DJ Honeycutt coming down. And Jeremy, I mean, I seen the smoke, seen the checkup of them trying to slow down, drivers trying to get out of the way, near collision there with the 24 EJ Luna. You almost did it, Jeremy. You almost did it.
So close. 33. He's coming down pit road. So we're going to talk to Robert maybe about these pit stops and what he looks at whenever these drivers are going down pit road. And we're going to bring him in, Mr. Robert Martin, Race Control, OTSS. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. How we doing tonight, guys? I will say, on your topic of saving tires here, I feel I'm the same way. I struggle to save tires here, but Las Vegas I do well at. And I think the main thing that you need to that a lot of people don't realize is, yeah, they may be a mile and a half, but Las Vegas is a lot tighter on the corners than Kansas is, and it's also a little bit more banked. So I think that helps a little bit with being able to save tires versus here at Kansas Speedway with the progressive banking.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, man. Good insight. And what do you look at as race control during these green flag pit stops? How many times are you bouncing the camera? What exactly are you looking at during all these pit stops?
Well, mostly during green flag pit stops, I'm bouncing around trying to go and see mostly entry. Entry is where I keep the most focus, because slowing down from 180 mile an hour to, I think it's like, 45 here at Kansas is not easy. And trying to go and slow it down and make sure you're not bumping into the guy ahead of you or the guy next to you at the same time, or even trying to just not spin out is a little bit of a challenge. So you really need to be easy on that throttle, and you need to rely a little bit on engine braking, surprisingly.
Those guys are making a pretty easy job for you here this evening. We had the one incident early on lap 17. Outside of that, it has just been fantastic racing, man. So appreciate the time. Any final things you want to say since we got you up here in the booth?
Honestly, just love what you guys are doing. Y'all doing a great job up here in the booth. Gonna be an interesting race so far. I'm curious to see what Clark has. He's struggling right now, but he was 4th in practice. And as you said earlier, you know, qualifying doesn't always tell the full story compared to what practice does, because in practice you've got the draft, you're actually battling with people. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how that plays out. Same with a lot of these other guys out here who were fast up at the front. I will say as well, had a chat shortly after that incident with Carson Osborne, and he did end up saying that he didn't understand why the 88 slowed down as much as he did. That incident sadly left him with a meatball, so he will not be coming back out tonight. But had a chat with him after that, and he feels like if he hadn't been wrecked out of that, he would have had a truck to win. I can definitely agree with that, considering the pace we saw early on.
Sounded like discount Joey Logano running over somebody on pit road. Didn't know why he stopped so suddenly too, but all right, man. We appreciate your time. We're gonna move back down, and easy work the rest of the way, it seems like.
Hey, let's hope so, man.
Yes, sir. All right, that was Robert Martin there. Glad to chat with him. 2 weeks in a row during the pit stop. I don't think we've ever done that, Dustin, for 4 years, almost 500. Can you believe that? Almost 500 of these things. And first time we talked to race control during a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but there was a lot of stuff going on during that, Jeremy. Stephen Hayes looked like he got nailed too fast on pit entry, 40-second hold. He just exited probably about 20 seconds ago off of pit road, so not the greatest start for tonight's race for driver 13, Stephen Hayes. But, I mean, it's Robert Martin talked about it. I mean, it is so tough. I mean, races are won and lost on pit road coming in. I mean, you're going from 170, 180 mile an hour to 45 mile an hour. You know, same thing with Daytona Talladega. You're going from 190 plus mile an hour down to, 50, 55, 60 mile an hour, depending on what track you're at. And it's tough. And one little mistake, Jeremy, and I hate to do my boy Danny White like this, but it's a heartbreaker. It really was. That, last season, that speeding on pit road entry cost him his chance at trying to make a bid for that championship in that final race. And it just, one mistake, man, it can cost.
That's going to move Stephen Hayes from 11th place to 26th. 2 laps down at the moment before everything cycles through. That'll move up to 1 lap down after the fact they're on pitting. I see the 72. He's entering pit road this time. That's your 3rd place truck, Jonathan Gaston. See Danny White staying out this time. Jacob Grant staying out. These guys have to really. Speaking of pit road entry and making it hard, he's going outside the boundary there for a moment.
Yeah, that being Jonathan Gaston in the 72. Paulie Torrance in. Logan Brakey in as well. So still waiting for our leaders to come down pit road, Jeremy. We are working lap 51 of 120 right now. Jacob Grant still needs to visit pit road. Danny White, I mean, literally your top 10 still need to visit pit road at this point in time. They are still out there. Your top 11 are the last drivers still needing to visit and hit pit road for the service of their crew. Here comes Chris Harrington in that 77. He's coming down right now. He's going to vacate 6th place on that one and come down to get some fresh simulated Goodyear tires and a couple cans of that simulated Sunoco race fuel.
Big gulp it up here on the pit stop. Lap 53 currently underway. Still no word if the 27 or 64 are going to come down pit road, the 2 Class X. And you see the AI Chief pit stop report. 35 laps ago, we saw the top 5, the top 9, almost top 10 really, all within that 35 lap area. trying to do the math here on this. Well, here comes the 27. He's finally on pit road.
Ooh,
Saves it.
easy. Oh, man.
White does a fantastic job getting down at the last moment. Good stuff there. But yeah, that's 37 laps on the tank. We have
They can go about 45. I mean, the average calculated was roughly about 45, so they probably could have stretched it another 8 laps, 10 laps from the last time they were on pit road. But Jeremy, it comes down to, you know, that the rest of your competitors are out there on fresh tires, and they're just going to be chewing into that lead right there. So you're trying to minimize the amount of loss is what you're trying to do. Dave Harrington also in on pit road to the service of his crew.
Yeah, it's going to put about 65-ish laps to go. You're going to have to do one stop, and you can kind of split that down the middle. You can go about 32, 32, roughly speaking. If you can go into the 40s on the field run, then you have a little bit of a wiggle room on your strategy on how they're going to play this thing out. I think Donnie's coming down pit road this time. That's the 22 current race leader. Yep, he's dropping down now. It's going to give this lead to Jonathan Hammond. Currently going to lead this time around in truck 92.
Yeah, Jonathan Hammond out there as well. And this is where the varying pit strategies come into play, Jeremy. I mean, every driver, we have seen pit strategies work. We have seen them backfire. That is what makes it so much fun, is because you don't know if it's going to work, because there's variables that you don't know. You don't know if there's going to be a late race, flapping yellow thing that's going to take place. No, I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to jinx it. God! You gotta be kidding me. Get out of here. Get out of here. Unbelievable. I didn't even say caution flag. I didn't even say it. Oh, well,
The amount
anyway.
of timing ever.
Oh, there's the iRacing iFlag caution flag out for the second time tonight. And Jeremy, this is going to trap some drivers a lap down. This is not what they wanted. And let's hope they don't watch the broadcast, because they're totally going to blame me on that one. But I didn't say caution flag. I said flapping yellow thing. It could have been a Tweety bird. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't even care what happened on the track. I'm just still baffled by how great of timing you had on that yellow flag. And it's going to be Dustin Franklin, truck 74. Oh, with a little bit of an... Oh, well.
What was going on there?
Either steering was broken, or...
No, I think his
visor camera is going to really tell the story
I think
here.
his wheel gave out, because when he was going down the track, he was... his wheels...
Well, I don't know about that. See, now it's broken. Now it's straight lined. Nothing's connected after that wall slam. But I think, actually, let's back this up all the way to turn 4, Dustin. We're gonna see a greater picture here. You kind of gotta no. Watch this. I don't know if this is just driver frustration, or if there was something broken on his actual steering setup that he's got mounted to his desk, but he is left, right, left,
he's
right,
all
through
over.
the trioval, still left, right, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Finally loses it, and then just cranks it hard right into the wall here. I wonder if there was a mechanical issue with his actual steering box that he has mounted to his desk. That is an unlikely move from Dustin Franklin.
Yeah, that is not something that we typically see out of Dustin Franklin, out of the 74 team, and it's unfortunate, that took place. But I mean, definitely something was obviously going on, because I mean, you don't see that much wiggle back and forth. Drivers are not going to do that when they're trying to competitively race at all, because Jeremy, I mean, you're going to lose it every time you sit here and try to do that. That truck's eventually going to lose traction, and it's going to kick. So I'm like you. I definitely feel that there was something mechanical. Now, granted, as sim racers, we don't have mechanical failures. Like, we don't have a gearbox go out. We don't have, anything like that happen. But we do have more technological failures happen. Something with our actual sim wheel happens. It gets disconnected. Things like that. We have internet issues. Those are our version of mechanical failures. And I'm with you. I definitely feel that there was some type of mechanical issue going on with Dustin Franklin in that 74 truck.
100% agree here. 1 lap to go. We got a couple wave arounds. Donnie Honeycutt there in the 22. He gets driven around the pace truck. So does Joshua Altis. And the bottom left-hand corner earlier, we saw Danny White's name pop up. He's your +1 extra lap, extra life award recipient. So you're one of your 2 trucks that have been just stupid fast all night long. Gonna get that +1 extra lap given to him. And it'll put him, I think, 19th place currently, back on the lead lap with a total of 20 trucks that'll be in that position to take the green flag on lap 60, which is basically the halfway marker of this race. Top 5 on this restart: Tyler Honeycutt, DJ Honeycutt, EJ Luna, Ross Tatum, and Will Bustler. And truck number 11, what a great drive by him this evening. Green flag is out. Here we go. The 45, great launch. 2 truck lengths easy over the 15 as they arrowed off into turn number 1.
Yeah, Tyler Honeycutt jumps out to an early lead. DJ right now, close battle with the 24 of EJ Luna. He should clear him off of turn 2. He does, as does Ross Tatum. Tatum now looks to the inside. He's going to sit here and dive it down on the inside of the 15 of DJ Honeycutt, battling for P2. He's going to get that one, and now we still got some battles going on right now, Jeremy, for 4th and 5th. That's going to be Jacob Grant, the 27, EJ Luna on the 24.
Barreling off into turn number 1. 3 trucks single filed out here. Ross trying to take a look for his first lap lead of the evening. Quickly goes to the outside of the 45 and going to easily clear Tyler Honeycutt. Truck number 1, P number 1 here on lap 61, the halfway marker officially of this race. Tyler's going to elect to stay to the bottom. The speed can be found at the top. We've seen it time in and time out. There goes the 27. Jacob Grant runs the very tip top. Gets a great run on the front stretch into turn number 1, side by side, P2.
Yeah, side by side with Tyler Honeycutt in the 45. The 11 of Will Bustler trying to sit here and put his nose in there, maybe trying to push it 3 wide. Pulls up back behind the 27 there to get the run further back right now. You've got EJ Luna all over the back bumper of DJ Honeycutt right now. EJ up to the top side. Gaston went down to the inside, 3 wide momentarily, and right now DJ Honeycutt in the center, not where he wants to be. EJ Luna going to try to power around on the outside.
3 wide, 2 rows deep. Look, welcome to Kansas Speedway here as we got 89 still, finally clears, the 36. Almost got too tight there and collecting the 33, sliding around all over the place. 3 wide again. We got Steven Abbotshead up in the middle. There goes Abram Ghostin, clears the 2 and the 33 of Ronnie Hurst. Back to 2 wide there, front straight. Actually 3 wide, DJ up the middle here.
Yeah, we're riding on board with Bobby Mantle as part of the Caffeine Team driver cam. He's got his VR going, and you've seen the quick little looks to the left to see where the driver was at on that inside there. That was going to be the 15 of DJ Honeycutt was down there. Now he's going to be battling with Abram Ghostin down on the inside. And this is, like I said, this is a neat view to actually see a driver's perspective in VR to see how much they actually move their head around, especially at a track like Kansas, where you could be single file and in the blink of an eye, you can be 3, even 4 wide.
Yeah, just like that. It happens so quick from time to time, especially when you still got some freshies underneath you here. That'd be the virtual Goodyears that they're driving on here. 2 wide all the way through the field, it looks like this time. Jacob Grant really has that lead over Ross Tatum. But we're focusing on the heavy part of the racetrack where a lot of the trucks are just still 2 wide, 3 wide, down the front straightaway, fanning out. Potentially could see a 4 wide moment here. Still looking 4 wide, but ends up going to be 3.
Yeah, 3 wide there. Definitely had the potential of being 4 wide. You got the 36, Jared Hammond was in the center. Danny White trying to make his way up. Remember, he just received the extra lap presented by Extra Life on that last caution period, so he's trying to make his way up. Speaking of making way up right now, Steve Rada in the picture there. And Jeremy, that's a whole different race. So we've been talking about the leaders right now. Steve Rada is the first truck 1 lap down. So there is a whole nother race for the extra lap presented by Extra Life going on. And truck 3 is currently holding that position right now, but in a hornet's nest of action.
Yeah, the 77 on that list on the docket for this position as well. He was top 5 in practice. 77's got a little bit of speed on him, so right now he's just trying to recover here. Steve versus Chris on the who gets the lap back at this time. We'll keep an eye on that from time to time here, and we're going to thank one of our partners without a rotating ad here, which is going to be Victory Fuel, drinkvictory.com. They got Purple Potion, Throttle Punch, and Lucky Lemon, 3 great tasting flavors. And there's no artificial dyes, no caffeine, just a pack full of your daily vitamins to get you charged up the correct way without the other chemicals to do you harm. So you're going to find yourself at drinkvictory.com. Promotion code SUPERNERD. It's going to save you 10% on your purchase today.
Yeah, number of drivers hoping that they can be drinking a little bit of Victory Fuel at the end of this race, and it's going to be a close one, Jeremy. There's a lot of fast trucks, and the way that this track just produces the racing, it's going to be a barn burner all the way down to the checkered flag right now. Jacob Grant still out front leading right now, controlling this field. Jonathan Hammond back up to P2. We didn't really call his name a whole lot at the first half of this race. And it wasn't up until that last caution during the cycle of pit stops, and now he's putting that number 92 up there in the running as he slides up in front of the one of Ross Tatum.
Bumper pushing the 92, Mr. Hammond, all the way down the back straightaway into turn number 1 and gives him a great launch. And there goes Abram Ghostin. He's taking a look here. P3 goes the 25. And Ross Tatum, who was leading some laps, going to drop back kind of quick. There goes Ronnie Hurst in truck 33, finds himself in P4. As Ross is finding the grip on the outside, which tells me his truck is running really tight on the inside. And that's just going to tighten what Ross can do. Going to keep him stuck to the outside part of the track where the 33's at. But the 25, he's going to go to second place tonight.
Yeah, and he's trying to move up right now. Remember, the 25 and 27 had some really good battles going on at the early stages of the race, and they've been doing fantastic right now, and that's exactly where Abram Ghostin is trying to get back up to, is back up there to battle the 27 and Jacob Grant.
Getting word that Dustin Franklin early restart contact made the truck a little broken, and I guess he just lost control over it or whatnot. So I think his actual physical hardware is okay. It's just a little bit of an ill-handling truck. Ultimately took him out there on turn number 1 to bring out that second caution this evening. Focusing back around the 10th place area, 2x2 here. Actually 2x2 for 4 rows deep, realistically. Just looking at it. Bobby Mantle, let's go back on with his onboard VR camera for the Caffeine Team Driver Cam presented by Brez Coffee Co.
As he tries to push it 3 wide, and he is going to go right in between Ross Tatum on the high side, Will Bustler on the low side, and you can see him check that A-pillar mirror right there to see where Bustler was at as Bustler went down to the apron. Now going back in, clears both of those drivers going back through. Quick look back up there to that top side, quick peek at the mirror. A lot of head movement, Jeremy, in that VR unit.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when he was trying to go 3 wide there. He wasn't looking left and right. He kind of kept his head just pivoted straight through the front windshield. All focused in front of him. He knows where the side is. He's not using the virtual spotter because he is his own spotter. As he looks now to the inside there, a little bit of a head tilt. You can't take the race car driver out of the racer, Dustin. You go into the corner, your head just naturally wants to turn with it, just like in the real world.
Absolutely, and like I said, I absolutely love this viewpoint that we get as you've seen how close it got there between the 89 of Mantle and the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. Fantastic views coming from the 89 of Bobby Mantle.
Absolutely agree there. Fantastic stuff, and I appreciate him again for letting us take a look at what he's looking at realistically there. We've seen some foot cams before. We've seen the VR. We've seen the face camera. We've seen quite a bit of creativity within the drivers who have given us cameras over the years. See Natasha Hurst on there on the YouTube side saying, "There you go, Ronnie Hurst. Keep it up, bub. You're doing good." And the 33 Still running 4th place. He's up 9 positions from 15th. Actually up 11. Math is hard sometimes. He's up 11 positions, so he's doing fantastic there. As you're riding on board the driver window from the number 1, Ross Tatum.
Yeah, riding on board right now. And actually, we're going to go back here. This is going to be with Steve Rader right now. Again, he is actually up there in the top 10 running, but he's not for position. But he has put a lot of space back there, Jeremy, between himself and the next driver. That's going to be the 77 to Chris Harrington for that extra lap presented by Extra Life.
Currently lap 78 from the scheduled 120 laps, approaching 40 to go here momentarily. Fantastic race from the OTSS boys. We're going to kick it to, I think, our final picture-in-picture commercial break of the evening. Stay tuned. We'll be back here soonish.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, We work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
And thank you guys. Welcome back here full screen for the rest of the race here. Lap 85, a scheduled 120, as pit stops are flowing through pit road right now. Been going on for the past 5, 6, 7 laps. Abram Ghostin currently leading the way here. Truck number 25 leads lap 86.
Yeah, pit stops. This will be the last pit stop, respectively for that. Again, fuel-wise, they can go about 46, but these drivers, again, are wanting, when they come in, it's more tires than anything else. But they should be able to stretch it, Jeremy, and make it the rest of the way with this being the final scheduled pit stop. I tell you what, man, we have seen a big change right now. A lot of different drivers up there at the later stages of this event than what we had seen at the start. We already talked about Jonathan Hammond. Steven Abbassett had been working his way well into the top 10. Alejandro Khan the same way. Joshua Altus. You know, a lot of these drivers are starting to make their way up. Now, they still got to make their last pit stop, but they have been making a lot of gains throughout this last stint here for the Ghost Athletics 180.
He's doing a fantastic job putting his brand up there, P1, when he's sponsoring tonight's event. Doing everything he can to get this 25 into the best spot to maybe talk to us in the booth. And about 32 laps from this point forward, as we're going to go a little bit of a rundown here through the 7 drivers left that have not found out. Come down, oh, actually, never mind. Here goes 25, race leader Abram Ghostin on the pit road. Great entry into the pit stop, or into the pit section there by the 25. 92, Jonathan Hammond resumes as your race leader.
Yeah, he's going to take up as the race leader. And Jeremy, last time he was in the race lead, something happened. Not even going to say anything. Something happened that kind of jumbled things up. Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, man. It's I've already.
What are you not going to do?
No.
I don't understand.
You are not gaslighting me into saying squat, my man. Not happening. Jonathan Hammond up front right now. Steven Abbassett, P2. But these drivers still need to pit, Jeremy, right there. 33 laps for Hammond, Abbassett, and Khan since their last pit stop. Joshua Altus, 42 laps. And Logan Brakey, 40 laps since their last pit stop. And Jared Hammond, 32. Jacob Grant back there in P7, Jeremy, is the first driver. It's the highest running driver that has already made their final pit stop.
This pit stop report, patch-up report that we got going on in 2026. Giving us some very good detail that we have not really had that to our advantage in past years. And it looks like you got some more leaders coming down pit road this time. Or at least one driver calling it.
Jared Hammond down
here comes
right
the 47. Now. Okay, so Jared Hammond. He's coming in. Alejandro Khan, he's going to come down pit road. Oh, contact. Ronnie Hurst bounces off the wall there. Just caught that at the last second as we switch to the 47. Here comes Steven Abbassett. So 3 trucks on, this time on lap 92.
And to include your race leader, Jonathan Hammond, that is going to give the race lead up to the 94. Josh Walters. Oh, contact! A little bit there. Squirrely is in 94, able to hold on to it. That was excellent job there by Joshua Altus. Still holding on as your race leader right now. Logan Brakey is second in that 29. Those two are the last 2 that still need to pit.
Just a couple more left, and that is all for the final green flag pit stop of the evening. Almost completed. And Jacob Grant, Ross Tatum, those two are just neck and neck. 0.3 is the gap between those 2 drivers. Once they come down, or once the Altus and Brakey come down, that's it. That's your battle for the race. You got 22, Donnie Honeycutt. He's 2.5 back. from the race leaders. So we're waiting for the 94-29 to make their pit stops, which should be any moment in time. Steven Rada, truck number 3, he's on pit road. We got 3 wide entering turn 1, as well as some action between EJ Luna, the 72. A couple of drivers there that were 3 wide.
Yeah, and right now we have a mix of drivers all over the place. So that was going to be between EJ Luna, Jonathan Gaston, and it was either going to be the 31 of Jackson Clark or actually either the 64 Danny White. Very close racing here. So now we've got little packs all over the place, Jeremy. We've almost gone through a green flag pit cycle, still waiting on Altis and Brakey to make their final pit stops. But we have almost made it through a green flag pit cycle, and now as we bring up the nerd track map here, you see little packs all over the place, Jeremy. So you got like a pack of 2, pack of 3, pack of 4. On your screen right now, pack of 4, that's going to be Danny White, Jonathan Gaston, EJ Luna, and Jackson Clark all racing. And then just ahead of them, you got another little pack here. And that pack is going to have the 25 of Avram Ghostin, DJ Honeycutt, the 15, Ronnie Hurst, and the 33. And then you got Stephen Hayes, who's still trying to make up the difference from that pit road speeding violation. Currently, your highest seated driver not on the lead lap. So, again, in line for that extra lap presented by Extra Life.
Did you just call it? I think you just called it Nerd Track Map, which sounds kind of fun on itself.
Nerd Track Map. Look at the screen. It's the Nerd Track Map, man.
I heard an A in there. I heard a Nerda Track Map.
It could have, man. You know,
that'd be fun. It's okay. We're doing things over here. We're innovative, of course. Every single time you turn on our broadcast, something new pops up. So, all thanks to the guy that's not me talking. It's the other one. There comes your race leader, Mr. Altis, finding pit road. Gonna give it up to Logan Brakey for his first lap, I do believe, led of this evening. Which I think we also have another stat for that of drivers and the amount of laps led, as you got your TwistedSpeedSetup.com lap leaders. It looks like we got about 11 on this list. As we got Jacob Grant, of course, at the top there at 49, Abram Ghost and 20, and everybody else single digits with Tyler, Joshua, and Donnie Honeycutt tied with Jonathan Hammond as your top leaders tonight.
Yeah, a lot of leaders tonight. I mean, you expect to see that at a track like this here. Some of these by virtue of green flag pit cycles. But, I mean, right now, leading the way, the 27, definitely been one of the strongest drivers out there. Definitely wanting to keep that truck out front. And the TwistedSpeedSetups.com lap leader stats do not lie.
And while we're looking at other stats here, let's go to another one of our thing that we kind of haven't touched on yet. Biggest movers presented by the Shirtitudes, which, by the way, if you want to pick up a nerdy t-shirt, head yourself over to the nerditudes.gg. Click on the swag shop, and then the Nerditudes has Shirtitudes, and it has all the nerdy shirts you could choose from. But speaking of that, there's the biggest movers. Jonathan Hammond up 14 positions. Bobby Mantle up 12. Jackson Clark 7. Alejandro Khan also up 7. And Steven Abbaset up 6. That's your top 5 biggest movers of the night.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to. I mean, it's at that point, you have to make some moves. You have to make some gains, whether it's through pit strategy, whether it's through pushing that thing right up the gut 3 wide. At this point in time, I mean, we got 20 laps to go, Jeremy. It's go time, baby.
You like calling stuff. As soon as you said 3 wide, I had a 3 wide moment there in turn 3. That fizzled back to 2 wide. Under 20 laps remaining here at Kansas for the second race. And Dustin's come down to the 27. He's got a little bit of a gap over Ross Tatum's point.
No, as he gets wall glued. No!
Wall glue. He's been flirting with that wall all night long. Jumps up too high there on corner entry. And Ross Tatum, Zebra Cakes Chevrolet to P1.
Yeah, he just flirted with it a little too much, and it just reached out and latched him, and he could not get off the wall. That allowed the one of Ross Tatum, who had been flirting and ever so close, just sniffing his draft and his exhaust for about the last 15 laps, just allowed him to catch up and take that race lead, Jeremy. And now Ross Tatum in the one has got that clean air. 18 laps to go. Can the 27 rebound from that?
Yeah, we're going to have to watch and see if he can. We know he's got the faster truck overall, but Ross putting on some great speed on this middle run of the current tire wear. Let's go through toward the end of this race and look at some of the teams and where they're currently running, starting with Ross Tatum, truck number 1 here. We'll see how his team is doing after the cycle there. Altus came down really late. He's position 18. Ross, of course, on the opposite end of that spectrum, top of the charts. Rotate over to Mr. Jacob Grant there from Old Dogs Racing. You got 2, 3, 9, 14, and 15. So 3 within the top 10. That's a pretty good stat there considering how many teams are at the OTSS Select Series. And let's touch on one more team within this top 5. There we go. Lone Star Racing, led by our caffeine driver member tonight, Mr. Bobby Mantle, P4. 8th place, EJ Luna. Stephen Hayes with that speeding penalty early, 21st place. And then Dustin Franklin, who had that issue with the truck, concludes in 27th. So that's 3 of your top teams here this evening as we got 15 laps remaining.
Yeah, and like I said, we're going to be doing that segment more, more throughout. That way you guys can see the drivers up there. We give shout-outs to the drivers because, I mean, if it wasn't for the drivers, there'd be no reason for us to be up here in the booth as nerds, Jeremy, and there'd be no reason for us to be putting anything on for all you fantastic, beautiful viewers out there. And we appreciate and respect each and every one of you guys, as well as the drivers on the track. But 14 laps to go. Ross Tatum still leads the way right now, Jeremy, and the 27 has not been able to close that up. They both have moved up to that top side. And you got to wonder if there isn't a little bit of hesitation from the 27 after that wall and getting wall glued cost him his race lead.
Just because it's still Star Wars Day with Revenge of the 5th, you said this is the way. So that's what Ross is saying. This is the way. Being P1 with only a handful of laps left to go in this race. He's mirror driving the 27, which I'm kind of surprised he's actually not running the line of Jacob Grant, who's run up at the top. He goes to the bottom this time, but we've talked about it multiple times now. The aero wash on these trucks are as bad as ever. If you're the one, you're going to try to run that same line like he is right now. It's really going to check up the 27.
Oh, yeah, you got to race defensively. You have to race defensively. When the wind is right there, and you know the 27 has been one of the faster trucks all night long and one of the more consistent, you have to run defensively. If that 27 goes low, you better go low as well. Get that dirty air on the front nose there. Make that 27 work his truck even more. If he goes to the middle, you move to the middle. Give him all that dirty air. Why? Because this is the way.
Jacob found a little bit of clean air that time in 3 and 4, and you see the performance difference. The last 3 corners prior, he was stuck. He gets some clean air on the nose, and all of a sudden he shoots out of a cannon. That is how precious clean air is, and then it's going to bring Jacob Grant with a little slide to get the P1. Does Ross Crowdover? No, he's going to stay to the back bumper, surprisingly. He's going to ask for all the dirty air on the one truck.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't attempt to cross over there, Jeremy. That might have been too little too late on that one. 11 laps to go, coming to 10 laps to go. I would have attempted that crossover there. I mean, we know the 27 has been running strong up on that top side as well, but now the tails have turned. But these two racing, it's allowed the 25 of Avram Ghostin to sit here and close up, Jeremy. He's got 10 laps to go right now, and he is slowly starting to close in on these leaders right now, and he's actually faster. Leaders last lap, 32.6. Abram Ghostin, 32.5. He is gonna be there.
Row 2 truck race turning into 3 truck race. Now, can he pass? That's the question. He's got the preferred lane there. Clean air on the nose. Going to gobble up one real quick. That corner set. 9 laps to go. Abram's got to pace himself. You can't go qualifying laps from this point forward. You still have to run a consistent run. Runs the same corner entry as the one truck. Still gains on him a little bit. He needs to pass him here in probably the next 2 laps if he wants any chance at Jacob.
Yeah, he has to. He has got to get around Ross Tatum now, like you said, in the next 2 laps, because he still has to catch the 27. And Jeremy, we have said it time and time again, catching a driver is one thing, passing him is something else. So not only does he have to catch the 27 if he can get around the one of Ross Tatum, but he also has to pass him as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Jeremy, further back, we're going to take a look through some of the field here. Good battle right now for P6. Oh, almost contact there between the 11 of Will Bustler and the 22, Donnie Honeycutt, as they get ever close right now, battling hard for P6.
Great battles going on right here. Lovin clears the 22. Slides up in front of him, clears them off corner exit turn 2. Those 4 trucks go single file. Donnie's going to go to the inside. Sharp left hand jerk of the wheel brings it back to the inside of Will. And just like that, he's going to actually try to move back in front. Did not have the speed. Will gets a little upset there. At least his truck did. Had to lift off the throttle. And now Donnie takes full possession back in that position.
Yeah, and then just ahead of them, you got Bobby Mantle trying to close in on the 92 of Jonathan Hammond. They're trying to duke it out as Bobby Mantle trying to put a nose to the inside, just did not have the run. Jonathan Hammond had that high side momentum.
Watch Bobby go way up to the outside wall there. 11 and 22 back at it. Here we go, side by side for these trucks as we have our 5 laps remaining, and Dustin have to bring it back to the top 3, but the 25 has lost the momentum. But Ross is slowly, I don't want to say climbing back toward your race leader, Jacob Grant, but Ross might still have one last hoorah left in this thing.
No, he's going to have to make that hoorah happen real fast, because he still has just under half a second gap that he has to close up to Jacob Grant, and then he still has to pass him. And oh, Jeremy, by the way, he has to do that in 4 laps.
No pressure, right? No pressure at all. This is a very unathletic thing to do here in the virtual world even.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I'm not talking about this guy right here on camera. No, not him at all. Maybe we'll get his word from the podcast episode from last week. But he's got the 25 back on his rear bumper here. 3 laps to go. 4.5 miles left. Battle for second place is on as Jacob is gone.
Yeah, Jacob is checking out right now. These two right now are really heating up the battle as Abram Ghostin trying to turn the Jets on a little bit, trying to make a move here to try to get by the one of Ross Tatum. Just cannot do it. That high line momentum. Ross has been solid on corner exit on both 2 and 4. Just gets that high line momentum. And the 25 of Abram Ghostin just has nothing to answer back with that.
Too much there. Here we go. Second place up for grabs, door to door. 25 has a little bit of side draft. Isn't gonna help him too much until he throws it deep into turn 3. Slides it up the track. Ross has a chance to cross over if he wants to. Getting into turn 1. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Presented by absolutely nobody.
Yeah, 1 lap to go. Nobody is touching Jacob Grant. The only thing that could cost this is Jacob Grant himself. Another wall contact, another wall glue. That's the only thing that'll cost him. Right now, Abram Ghostin stretching it out over 3rd place, the one of Ross Tatum. But Jeremy, right now, Ross looking good to sit here and double up on podiums in 2 weeks in a row. So we'll see what happens there. Off turn 4, Jacob Grant crosses the line. Your winner for the Ghost Athletics 180.
There you go. Ross Tatum off to a great start with the second podium. Now, Abram Ghostin gets to talk about his sponsorship of tonight's race. Then, of course, we'll talk to the race winner, Mr. Jacob Grant. So it'd be cool to talk to him back in the booth to close out this broadcast this evening. Thank you guys for tuning in. We still got post-race to go through and the unofficial results. That's a bunch being given to the 27 from the 25. Forward to 4 there from Old Dogs Racing. All right, let's see what kind of celebratory burnout the 27 Jacob Grant comes up with here.
Yeah, it was an excellent race, Jeremy. A couple cautions, but I mean, all in all, I mean, we had racing even all around the track. Even when they spread out, we had racing all around the track. There were battles going on, and that's why this facility is such a fun one to come to, especially in the trucks. It seems like the trucks always put on, in my opinion, probably the best racing at Kansas Speedway.
Yeah, be a close contest with that in the B car, the Nopes. Love how their update came out too on iRacing recently, and they drive really good. So, with that being said, here we go. Unofficial results for race number 2 of the 2026 B season for OTSS Select Series, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. Here we go. You got Jacob Grant, Abram Ghost, and Ross Tatum going to be talking to us in the podium. Jonathan Hammond and Will Bustler finishes out the top 5. 6 through 10 will be Bobby Mantle, Donnie Honeycutt, EJ Luna, Jonathan Gaston, and Tyler Honeycutt finishes P10. 11 through 20, you find DJ Honeycutt in 11th, Jackson Clark 12th, Ronnie Hirsch 13th, Joshua Altis 14th, Stephen Abused in 15th, Polly Torrance 16th, Danny White finishes P17. Alejandro Khan, 18th. Logan Brakey back to 19th. And to round out the top 20 and last person on the lead lap, Jared Hammond, P20. Stephen Hayes finishes 21st. Dave Harrington in 22nd. Christopher Harrington, 23rd. Jason Pick, 24th. Stephen Rada, 25th. Michael Pratt, 26th. And then Dustin Franklin and Carson Osborne finishes out the 28 truck lineup here this evening. We got our second place. We got our third place. And just do one more check. There we go. We got top 3. So Victory Fuel post race is officially underway. And we're going to bring in the driver, the number 1 Zebra Cake Chevrolet non-athlete driver, Ross Tatum. What's going on, man? P3.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, P3. How about that? Thought I had a win, but I don't know. My car cut off the last 15 laps for some reason.
Yeah, man. P6 to third place overall. Just fantastic job multiple times. And throughout the entire race, you're battling for the race lead. What did you need to do? I know you got to the race lead virtue of an issue with Jacob Grant. Did you, in hindsight, did you wish maybe took off the air off his nose just a little bit more?
I honestly thought Jacob's truck was done. I didn't think he had a run in him, and then all of a sudden he was about 2 tenths faster about 3 laps in a row. So I don't know. Something I must have drove the car wrong that last run. I ran the bottom, which I hadn't done all race, and I ran it on the bottom probably first 15 laps, and for whatever reason it just did not agree with what I was doing. It made the car a little too tight and I couldn't get through the corner, so I have to remember that for next time because it's not fun losing a race with 15 to go or whatever I did right there. But yeah, I'll just have to work on that. But all in all, it was a great race. It was fun racing with Jacob and Abram right there. But yeah, great race tonight. Not many cautions. It was a lot of fun.
100% there. Dustin, you got anything for a back-to-back podium finisher?
Yeah, I tell you what, man, you sit here and say you hate losing a race that way with 15 laps to go, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I am getting old in my nerdy age, but this is the second time in 2 weeks we've talked to you in the podium, so you got to be doing something right, my guy. What can we expect out of this one team going forward? I mean, I know you drivers have looked at the schedule. You got to know where your strong points are. But, man, what a start to the season for your team.
Yeah, my big thing is just consistency. I want to finish top 5 as much as possible and just rack up as many points as possible. I'm not a huge winner. I'll win like maybe 1 or 2 races a season. But I usually just try to rack in the top 5s and be consistent. But Yeah, I don't like I said last week, I don't know where we're going next week, but I'm sure it's somewhere fun if I remember correctly. But it should be a lot of fun. I mean, so far this league has just really impressed me with the driving, and I mean, it's not many times that you can go 3 and 4 wide and there's no wrecks. So it was a great job by everybody tonight. So I'm looking forward to wherever we're going next week.
Well, check off your list as far as consistency. 2 straight podium finishes. I think you're doing that. If you want to know where we're going next week, hold your breath because we are going to the Last True Coliseum. So we are going to Bristol, baby.
Oh, I like Bristol, so that should be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, with these guys, I feel like it's going to be a pretty good race.
Absolutely. I tell
Yeah.
you what, man, fantastic job tonight. It's we talked about your guys' podcast. We had our own debate on whether race car drivers or athletes or not, and it was fun. It was fun. So, shout out to you guys. Shout out to your guys' podcast as well. Excellent run tonight, my guy. Looking forward to see what your team can't do the rest of the season, man. Pretty excited about that freaking truck that makes me want to have zebra cakes and makes me hungry every single time. Thank you so
No
much for
kidding.
that, by the way.
Mm.
But floor is yours, my
we'll
man.
get you some by the end of the season. Don't
There you
worry.
go. All right, I'll hold
I
you
have
to that.
unlimited supply, so we'll get you
Bring it.
some
There you
somehow.
Bring
go.
it.
I will never turn a zebra cake down, man. Never turn one down. But the floor is yours, my guy. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank my guys at SMB, Logan Brakey, Josh Altus, and Will Bustler. It's always fun racing with those guys every single week. I got to thank you guys at Nerditude. It's awesome as always. I've been watching a lot of y'all's broadcasts. It's a great job by you guys. Everybody should hire y'all. Y'all are top of the stuff right now, so that's awesome. The Honeycut guys, all of them for putting on this great league. I probably need to learn the sponsors of the league. I don't have them memorized, but I'll have to figure that out by next time. And just Little Debbie. Yeah, everybody go buy some Little Debbie's. We appreciate your business if you do, and I guess that's all I got.
All
And
right.
and
Well,
I caught an Empower Ed Research Institute in there as well. Jeremy, did you hear that? So he got the league
heard it.
sponsor. I
It was
heard it
loud
too.
and
Oh
clear.
yeah, that one. Yep.
Yeah, that one. I heard it. 100% there, man. Well, congrats, and maybe we'll go three-peating with you and talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Dustin, we're getting a Little Debbie zebra cakes. Do you believe that?
You know what? I'm not gonna turn it down, man. Hit me up with Little Debbie. She's so naughty, man. I don't care. Let's go.
Turn me into Big Deborah. What they say. Please and thank you. But here we go. Abram Ghost in second place finished it this evening. The guy who's sponsoring the race, Ghost Athletics 180. Abram Ghostin. What's going on, man? P2.
Hey,
I think you had a microphone cut out there. Can you repeat something?
yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, man. We're going to walk through this interview. This is going to be tricky. Your internet and Discord are not talking well, but we're
They're
going to
not
try it out,
driving.
man. So, yeah, they ain't driving. So,
Can you hear
man,
me?
that sounded better. Let's go ahead
Okay.
and let's see if we can do this here. So you got P2 here tonight from fourth place. Ran up front all night long. A very back and forth race there between the top five, really. So, what did you do behind the wheel to have a really good long run truck underneath you?
That was my problem. I actually did not have a long run truck. And
Well,
so,
you showed it.
I pitted so much later than everybody else. I stayed out like, I don't know, 8 laps longer than everybody else. So I had to burn it up to get back to them. And I just had nothing left. So I just felt like my truck was good for about, 30 laps and, 25 laps. And then it just fell off a lot more than some of the guys like Tyler and Jacob. Because I had like 5 or 6 lap fresher tires than Ross and Jacob at the end. I couldn't do anything. I burn them up.
I tell you what, man, you burn them up, but you did a hell of a job. Super happy to see you up there running. I mean, you got up there, you led some laps. One, how does it feel to be up there leading some laps like this early on in the season? I mean, we've talked about it before. This race schedule is probably one of the one of the schedules I've been most excited to see because it is just banger after banger after banger track that's going to be fun. So with this momentum that you have coming in, what's your expectations going into next week at Bristol and then Darlington the following week and the rest of the season that we have going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, I like Bristol if it goes long. But you know how Bristol can be. But
Bristol, baby.
we've done it. Yeah, we've done an excellent job in the league as drivers, keeping it clean. So I don't really have expectations at Bristol. I like Darlington a lot more. It's just a little bigger track, a little more room to do what you want to do, and it's kind of hard to stop a guy from passing you. Now I don't know if it's a hot track or a cold track because it's a huge difference. But yeah, for confidence, I mean, this league, this season is, I mean, whoever wins this is the man because it's a rough schedule, and it's almost like a driver schedule. So, um, hey, I'm ready. Old dogs 1 and 2. Jacob pulled the win off. Would have liked to switch that with him, but good run, great race. And yeah, I don't know. The future is what it is. I'm just excited to have a good run today.
I tell you what, man, we're excited to see you out there in action. But congratulations on P2. Old Dogs 1-2, so 2 out of the 3 podium spots. Fantastic job there for the team as well. So that's got to be good momentum going in as well. But the floor is yours, man. Tell us a little bit about Ghost Athletics. You sponsored tonight's event. Tell us a little bit about that, and then give us your shout outs and thanks.
Oh yeah, it's I played college football. And after retiring, I was a California Highway Patrol officer once I retired. And I was just sitting around like, what should I do? There were no good flag football programs around. And so I started my own. And at a certain point, we had about 600 kids playing with us per season. So it was huge. And then I kind of got burnt out with it, but I'm getting back in the game now again. I've been getting called on to come back and do it, so it's just about the kids. It's K through 8th grade. It's great. These kids need someone that is not in the game for the money and is in it for them, and I don't care how good the kids are. For me, it's more important that the kid that has no athletic ability has a safe place to come and play, meet some new friends, have a good time. So that's Ghost Athletics. Shout outs. First of all, you guys love watching it back. You guys do an excellent job in the broadcast. My number one right now. I run in a couple leagues and watched a couple other leagues, but you guys pretty much are the best. The way you guys go back and forth with it, but your understanding of what's going on, and obviously your views of the race are incredible. The admin, the league has been so good. The drivers have been awesome so far. I mean, I caused the wreck last week, and that was totally my fault. So it was good to back it up with a number 2. But yeah, and then Old Dogs, obviously my team. So we're gonna try to continue this run and see what we can do going forward.
Adam, appreciate the time. Appreciate the kind words, man. Thank you much. And good luck in Bristol next week. Maybe we'll talk to you then.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Abram Ghost and giving us a hell of a appraisal there. Appreciate that. And now, the Icon Apparel Company Victory Lane scene for Jacob Grant. Welcome back to our booth here. P1 started second. You're up front basically all night long, man. What a hell of a truck. What a hell of a ride.
Yeah, the truck was fast tonight. I love Kansas. I love these 1.5-mile tracks are just my favorite. Run it low when your tires are fresh and rip the wall whenever your tires wear and pretty much just block the air behind you and block the runs behind you and you pretty much can solidify it. And as long as you don't overdo it and turn your tires too much and heat them up too much, then should be a breeze like it was tonight.
Yeah, speaking of ripping the wall, turn 3, under 10 laps to go.
Don't
Walk us through
remind
that
me.
moment.
You
and
knew it was
don't worry
coming. You
about
knew it was coming.
I was just talking to Ross about that. I was like, man, I thought I gave it away as soon as I got into like I barely touched it and it just like sucks you in. And then I literally had to jab the brake and yank it hard left just to even get off the wall. I thought Ross was gonna be way gone, but I drove the wheels off this thing and got the old dog forward up to the front and ended up putting it in victory lane.
I tell you what, man, it's Ross thought he thought you were cooked. He thought you had done enough. The tires were shot, little damage on the truck from being wall glued, and then you came out of nowhere and just turned the afterburners on, and then just checked out after that. I know we're only 2 races in. I mean, fantastic showing by the 27 team, your team, the Old Dogs. won 2, so 2 out of the 3 podium spots. What is your guys' take going forward? I asked Abram the same thing during his interview. What is your take and what is your confidence level going into the next couple tracks? We got Bristol next week, and then we got Darlington the week after that. What can we expect out of this Old Dogs team that seems like is anything besides an old dog sitting on the porch? Because you guys have been coming out firing.
So honestly, Bristol, man, it's just going to be a survival of the fittest. If you can get up front, qualify well, and try to just stay up front, catch the cautions right, pit correctly, and honestly just try to maintain track position. If it goes green, I like my chances if I can start up front at Bristol, possibly a 2 in a row. Especially if I can get out front. I just really enjoy ripping the wall there and just taking off. Darlington's going to be a sketchy track. I wish they would just do what Kyle Petty said a long time ago and fill it with water and have some bass fishing tournaments in it, or just get rid of the track entirely. But I don't think I'll do too bad. I'm hoping I can top 10 everywhere. That's my goal this season is top 10 finishes every single every single race. If not top fives on more than half of them, and really just try to uh, point them to death and just get good finishes.
Well, dude, fantastic stuff here tonight. And just class of the field overall. Um, any final shout outs before we do let you go tonight?
Yeah, first I'd like to thank Caitlin for allowing me to sit down and race and enjoy the night with the guys out here on the track and whatnot, and super fun and enjoyable to just relax on the racetrack. I know it doesn't seem like a relaxing thing from the viewer standpoint, but it clears my mind of all other thoughts, and it's amazing to just sit down and race. Thank you guys for putting on such an amazing broadcast every single week. I love going back and watching them and seeing what we do and the performance that we put on for everybody else. It's pretty fun to go back and watch. All my teammates over at Old Dog, Jonathan, Polly, Ghost, and Danny, and myself, obviously. All of us we're trying to do some big things this season, trying to get Old Dogs moving in the right direction and try to get a lot of all of us in top 10 position every single week. I'm joining this team in hopes to help them get a little bit faster, teach them a little bit of things, and overall, and just improve the quality of racing in the Old Dog camp and try to get us a championship out here. So I appreciate those guys for letting me join in, and everybody a part of OTSS, Tyler, DJ, all the honeycuts. There's like 4 of them in here. um, everybody part of the league. It's a super fun league. I'm excited to be here, and race 2 went fantastic. Race 1 went fantastic. I'm ready for race 3.
Man, well, good luck at Bristol next week, and maybe we'll talk to you again. But good stuff out there tonight. Congratulations once more.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. That was Jacob Grant driving the number 27, completing this race. P number 1, Dustin. That was a fantastic race, I would say overall. Had a lot of action, a big wreck, no blowovers tonight, thankfully. But overall, great race.
Overall, I mean, it was a fantastic race. I mean, we got to thank Abram Ghostin and Ghost Athletics. I mean, that's super awesome. I love doing that. We get too many parents nowadays that are in it and they push their kids too hard on stuff. And I mean, to give kids, and so many, I mean, up to 0.600 kids were involved in the flag football athletics and everything else. I mean, that's awesome. You know, put them in there. You know, let them have fun with the game. I absolutely love that. So big shout out to Abram Ghostin for allowing us to do that. But Kansas did not disappoint, Jeremy, did not disappoint one bit. Fantastic job. I mean, the drivers put on a hell of a show tonight. Excellent race down to the end. Only a couple cautions all night long. Wasn't bad at all. I'm looking forward to Bristol. As far as short tracks, Bristol is probably one of my favorite short tracks, and I absolutely love calling races at Bristol. Just because it's one of the last true Coliseums that we have. You know, it's Thunder Valley. It's where it's at. I mean, racing's hard. Sparks are going to fly. It's going to be awesome. And then to couple that with Darlington the following week, I cannot drive that track, Jeremy, but I love driving that track. It is so fun because it's a challenge. So it's going to be a good couple weeks here at OTSS for the Select Series and presented by Empower Ed.
Yeah, 1000%. Appreciate you guys joining in. We had like 20-ish on the YouTube and 7 or 8, I think, at most on the Twitch side. So we're approaching 30
Love and
viewers
respect.
almost overall at one time. So very good stuff there. And tune in next week for OTSS as they tackle Bristol. And we also go live this Thursday for the Smoky Mountain Sim Racing Cup Series as well. So,
Oh, where at, Jeremy? Where at?
you know, I had this answer and I drew a blank. You tell us. Where are we going at next or this Thursday?
Dega. We going Dega on Thursday.
That's right, Dega. Your track. That's right, because you're calling the action with me, not Jason.
That's right.
Jason Rockefeller will not be here. So Dustin's chomping at the bit to talk about some Talladega.
I love that track.
Tune in. It's going to be a fun one, of course. Can't miss it. So you guys stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, it is not goodbye. It is just till next time, folks. Love you guys.
The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. Our TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors